what it was. Y'all know who it is. And you tuned in with Priceless Knowledge yourself. And I figured I'd give y'all a little dose of cosmic insight today, man. And before I even get there, man, for everybody that's DM me, for everybody that's email me, for everybody that comments on my video, that's joined my group, that everybody that supports what I'm trying to do, man, I want to thank y'all so much from the bottom of my heart, man. Y'all have no idea how much it means to me and how much it encourages me. If you knew the low places that I've come from in my life and you see the growth that I've come to today, I promise you'd be shedding a tear like I'm about to right now, y'all. Man, it's beautiful, man. I thank everybody, man. And because of y'all support and encouragement, I'm going to keep hitting y'all with this priceless knowledge on a daily basis. Hey, man, we have so much that we haven't covered yet in just Western astrology. We haven't even got to the rising signs, which I'm going to have to discuss in depth. We haven't got to the planets in the houses. We haven't got to the signs in the houses. We haven't got to aspects, synastry. We haven't talked about the nodes yet. We haven't, and then after that, even past all beyond that, we're going to do combinations of what this planet and, you know, and this sign means, and, you know, what it means with this moon and this rising and this sun and this rising. Like, we have so much we have to cover in Western. And then we still have to slide to Vedic, man, which if you think I'm knowledgeable in Western, man, I'm exponentially more knowledgeable in Vedic. And so we're going to talk about your nakshatra. My nakshatra personally is Shatabhishak nakshatra, the 100 healers or the 100 lovers. And it has a lot to do with Aquarius energy. And we'll talk about that. We'll get to that later. We're going to get to MBTI type and typology. I'm an INFJ. And the stigma behind that is a lot of bullshit. And we'll address that later because it's really a hard bag to carry with you. But right now, you already know where we're at. For those of y'all that are waiting on a natal chart reading, I got it coming out to you on time. I promise it's going to get to you. I can't wait to give you my insight and discuss it with you. You know, I love you. Thank you for the support, man. Hey, man, I'm going to bring everything I can to you. I can. So, moving on beyond that, this right here, this going to be a little something about those people that have Mars and Pisces in their natal chart. We're going to close out these water signs. And before I even go there, I'm going to give y'all a little breakdown about Mars and a little bit about the sign of Pisces, as I do every single time. So, I guess it ain't nothing to it but to do it now, huh? Let's get it going. What is Mars? Mars is the fourth planet from the sun. It rules the first house and the sign of Aries, and to a smaller degree, the eighth house and the sign of Scorpio. And Mars definitely comes into our chart and calls us to action, y'all. It represents energy, passion, drive, and our inherent sense of determination. It really commands us to stand up, be noticed, and get some shit done. And, you know, sitting on the sidelines, that don't belong here. That belongs somewhere else in the motherfucking solar system. Mars rules the military, but more simply put, Mars speaks to the power and confident expression of each one of us individually. Ambition and competition are also under its umbrella. It can represent our stamina, and whether it be at work or at play, Mars encourages us to be at our best when facing challenges. It wants you to meet shit head on. You know, in our birth chart, Mars is confrontational. It can represent our sense of aggression and our way of addressing it as well. And it's also a big indicator of sex drive, especially in men. And it really speaks to how we like to get out, whether that be sexually, in a fight, you know, at work. It's all about how you move in a way. And I also say that wherever Mars is, it's going to show how you assert yourself physically in this world. So what is Pisces? Pisces ain't of this world, I'll tell you that. Pisces is the 12th sign of the zodiac. It rules over the 12th house. Its symbol is the two fishes. It's ruled by Neptune and Jupiter to a smaller degree. It rules over the feet and the liver, and its mantra for me is, I believe. I believe. What we have here is mutable water, y'all. And the main thing you always got to remember, and that I always tell you, is that being the 12th and final sign of the zodiac, Pisces can embody any and all of the characteristics of the 11 signs that preceded it. but Pisces kind of likes to keep that on the hush. This energy is more selfless, spiritual, and focused on the inner journey than anything else. It's all about what we're feeling internally, and as well as taking on the feelings of others. Intuition is highly evolved in the Pisces sign. Pisces is the sign of dreams, fantasies, and the spiritual realm. And being symbolized by the fish, it's kind of slippery. But what I tell everybody, when we're dealing with Pisces, and wherever Pisces shows up in the chart, it's giving you a main line to the divine. So, what happens when you're born with Mars and Pisces in your natal chart? Just interested. When I think of these particular people, I envision a spiritual warrior who has uncanny timing. And they only act when their spirit moves them to do so, y'all. While most are compelled to act by facing challenges and issues in this physical realm that we live in, they're kind of more compelled by what affects the soul than anything else. These individuals find their confidence and physical vitality when they act on a sense of being that's led by signs, dreams, and intuition. If they don't feel like doing it, they ain't gonna do it. And most of the time, they don't feel like doing it. But if it stirs the soul, you might be in trouble. Okay? Since the Mars and Pisces person is so openly sensitive and without boundaries, a lot of them kind of instinctively protect themselves by staying in the background, which pretty much allows them to observe the full dimensions of every situation and then be able to give them this great sense of timing that they have to only act when they feel the time is right deep down. It's all about what they feel deep down. A lot of motherfuckers do be getting the Pisces Mars twisted too because of the unconventional way that they move. They're going to be misjudging them as passive losers who don't jump on their opportunities. But the little caveat here is they have this ability to discipline themselves physically in order to give in to a bigger wave that they themselves can ride out to an outcome that is felt on a soul level. A soul level. They know how to restrict themselves from physical pleasures to get the things that are going to feed their soul. And a lot of us don't have that. So a lot of times when you're tripping out, like you tripping on some shit that ain't even worth it to them, it's not because they're scared of you. They're just above it. These are people that are above it. When they say, oh, this lover, this fire, I talk to her, Mars and Scorpio, them are killers. Mars and Aries, who we're going to talk about next, them are fighters. Mars and Pisces, these are lovers to the fullest. But that don't mean they won't give you a tough love ass whooping. Okay? This Mars is pretty tricky to me, given that Pisces is about wrapping things up and returning to source. So to understand it, maybe we got to consider Neptune and it being all about the power of moving with a force that encompasses, but it's much greater than the self. Do you understand what I'm saying? Maybe you don't. But the ways of heaven are not to be known to the ways of man. And Mars and Pisces has a main line to the divine. Okay? These individuals, they're going to find it difficult to get angry at people because, they can always see the reasons for other people's behavior and kind of end up having great compassion for it. Because they can see the good in even the most fucked up motherfuckers. And so, if they don't exercise caution, they're really gonna have to be careful with this really forgiving way that they move and understanding nature that they don't, fall victim or get forced themselves or play victim themselves or get forced into a victim role by some fucked up motherfucker that they really saw coming in the first place. It's crazy. And when it comes to the more sexual or carnal side of the coin, y'all, they want to bond with people on a spiritual level. They want to fulfill your wildest dreams and fantasies. They can feel what you feel. And so they offer otherworldly bliss to you. You know, every subtlety in emotion, in your emotion, they can feel it. If it feels good, they can feel it. And I promise you, they're not going to hurt you. You know, you got to understand, man, they can tune their bodies into yours and ignite the waves. And I'm going to tell you what this is right here. Mars and Pisces, this is the motion of the ocean, y'all. That's what that is. And if you trying to rock the boat, like Aaliyah said, if you can't swim, then you're bound to drown. And the thing is, you might want to fucking with them. Fantasy and the most tender foreplay, that's going to be their forte, y'all. And nothing turns them on more than kind eyes and an open heart. And be careful, because you will fall in love. So, we're going to leave that where it's at now. On another note, you know, with this placement, the vitality of Mars is attuned to the soul, y'all. And these people are hardly ever motivated by material gains. And they're going to grow despondent without some kind of creative pursuit to let their soul breathe. And, you know, they really shine when they can actively share their awareness of the subtle realities that everybody else can't notice through music and poetry and dance. Because I bet these are beautiful dancers. You understand? Because Mars is a sign of action, and Pisces rules over the feet and its dreams and its music. It's Neptune. So I guarantee you, this is the motion of the ocean. You feel me? They want to bring enchantment to the top side from the underworld, from that 12th house. This is an artistic Mars. They often got a sense of devotion about self-expression that, you know, it's only channeled best through acting, writing, and music. They're also probably going to be gifted ass healers, but they're going to have to be cognizant of taking on too much, because we're talking about empaths. This is an empath. You understand? They feel what everybody feels around them. You call them, you got something on your mind, the first thing they're going to ask you, what's wrong, man? What you got going on? That's true. I'll also say to that, like in relationships, these motherfuckers usually move more tentatively towards a new interest, and they're going to recoil around a brusque, crude behavior. And it's with the same with extra shit. When shit gets too intense, they're usually going to rather escape from bad situations rather than deal with any major confrontations. You know, when shit get intense, they're going to want to dip out. And it's not because they're scared. It's because they feel the intensity and they don't want to take on everybody else's bullshit. And why the fuck should they? You know, so they're going to escape. And when we talk about escaping, as with any significant Pisces placements, this is always going to be a struggle that, you know, you might have to face in this life. They're not of this plane. And they don't really much want to be here, to be honest. So this can lead to one to escape into unhealthy addictions like drugs. Alcohol is a big one. And with Mars here, more than anything else, I definitely say sex and promiscuity. And once again, I want to remind y'all that, hey man, you got to do what you got to do, but we are not trying to go backwards or manipulate or hurt people, man. Okay? And let's not put ourselves in situations, because there's some nasty shit out there, man. Okay? Let's make sure we might be escaping into some healthy things, man. And my advice for y'all with this placement, you know, it's not about the escapism. It's to make sure that y'all are sticking up for yourselves, you know, just as hard as you stick up for other motherfuckers. You have to learn how to put your motherfucking foot down at some point. Cause you know, there isn't always a safe and healthy escape route in every situation. And, you know, sometimes it's not the confrontation that we running from. It's the demons within ourselves. And they are unescapable. They have to be fought. Okay, Mars and Pisces? Hey, man. You already know what it was. There's been some priceless knowledge yourself. It don't matter where you have Mars at, man. It don't matter if you have Mars in Pisces. It don't matter if you have Mars in Capricorn like I do. It don't matter if you have Mars in Scorpio and you want to kill everybody. You know, it don't matter if you got Mars in Libra and you can't make no motherfucking decisions, man. Hey, you can leave that shit alone and learn from the negativity. Just because you build like that don't mean you have to build like that. You dig? Hey, if you're fooling with me, please like, share, and subscribe. Please hit that like button, man. Get me out there. Let me holler at a few people. If you are interested in the astrological readings whatsoever, whether it be in Western or Vedic, if you're interested in numerology readings, hey man, hit me up in the comments below or email me at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. The same thing goes that if y'all have any suggestions or you have something that you feel you want to contribute, we can always talk about it. And if it works out and it's really something that's really positive and maybe lucrative, we can talk about it, man. You know, my Mars is in Capricorn, so it has to make sense. I'm going to be honest with you. If it makes dollars, that's even better. But, hey, I love all y'all. I'm here to help. If anybody's going through anything and you just need somebody to talk to, though, that don't cost shit. You can hit me up, and I'm here, 10 toes down. Because I've been through it myself, man, and I felt alone at times. Only now that I realize that I've never been alone. Never. Hey, man, I'm going to hit y'all in a little bit. A little something about those people that have Mars and Aries in their natal chart. These motherfucking scrappy motherfuckers. And then we'll be done with it. I'll holler at you tomorrow. We got this grand conjunction.